So learn quickly, they'll come for your blow. Games get played, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a lie. I'm telling you the truth. Hey. It's all in what you do. Hey.
What you gotta do. Hey, barbershop conversations, man. Y'all knew this video was coming, man. Y'all absolutely knew this video was coming. Hey, man. You know, it's now the world knows now. You know, he did it on arguably their biggest platform and their biggest moment. And now he revealed himself. You know, J. Edgar Hoover, aka Top Bob Arum, told him to go out there and dance as fast and as loud and as reckless as he can. And he did. He had the shiniest shoots on. He had a pound of lip gloss on. And he danced. And this is why it's so incredibly important that we see big picture, that that we understand the totality of everything that we say and everything that we do. Now, people are just gonna come back and say, "Oh, just word for word." Oh yeah, see, he gave Deontay Wilder a compliment. Nigga, I don't take compliments like, "Oh, you sound pretty intelligent." Y'all take those compliments and run with it and go back home and say, "You know what? I just had a meeting with Bill Scheinberg and he thinks I'm one of the more intellectual person he's ever met." And everyone in the house looks at you like that scene in Good Times when they're looking at the TV when they killed if I'm not mistaken, Martin Luther King. They give you that look. Not comparing moments, but just so you can have a visual. And moments like this on national TV just reminds me that we still have work to do. And it's very important that you understand who you are in this grand scheme of things. Now, Timothy Bradley is every negative adjective you can give him. You understand he's one of the worst ones I've ever seen. You know what I mean? And he is a terrible individual. He's just not he's not compliant with, shall we say, code. He's not compliant with accepting that he's black. He's not compliant in realizing that he is a paid agent. And being a paid agent means there's nothing you won't do for money. So if Timothy Bradley was a crackhead, there's nothing he wouldn't do for money. If Timothy Bradley was an assistant at he was assistant to a CEO, there's nothing he would do. If you watch Godfather of Harlem, he would be working for the Italian guys. You know, if this was 1965, he would be COINTELPRO against Malcolm X. If this was March 31st of this year, he would have gave the intel to destroy and kill Nipsey Hussle. You understand? If this was April 4th, 1968, he would have been 10 feet away from Martin Luther King, knowing that this was coming. And this inspires me in a sense and gives me more vigor, gives me more drive. You know what I mean? Moments like this stops me. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. It stops me and say, "God damn, I can't believe that you would go this far on national TV." You know, but at the end of the day, it also inspires me. You know what I mean? Like, you have options. You know, when you trip over something, you got to ask yourself, did I stumble or do I have great balance? When you trip over something and don't fall, that's the question you ask yourself. Did I stumble or do I have great balance? And I believe us as a whole, we have great balance. And I'm not gonna let this moment be like, oh man, black people always doing this one and that. No, I'm not gonna go there. He's on an island. You know what I mean? We're gonna leave him on Fantasy Island on Alcatraz. You know what I mean? Because the only place he can go is home. He doesn't have the respect of his peers. He doesn't have the respect of his colleagues, as you see in Andre Ward's face. And he was attempting to separate himself from the situation. But Andre Ward is not innocent either. The goal of this whole thing, and I need y'all to understand this, is to take over. The goal of this is not to be an employee. The goal of this is for Timothy Bradley to use his millions of dollars, get a promotional company, get a managerial company, and take the power away from Bob Arum. The goal of this is for Bud Crawford to realize he has the power. He has the keys to the Ferrari that he owns. You understand what I'm saying? It's just incredibly important that we see the bigger picture, the biggest picture, excuse me, because there's always going to be negative stimuli. There's always going to be people saying, oh, we can't stick together. We don't do this. We don't do that. But at the end of the day, that's all we do. You know, it's just people with the biggest platforms and the biggest mouths get the most credit. You know, we wake up every morning and there's Stephen A. Smith on our TV screen. There's Jason Whitlock. I assume they come on in the morning, and they get the most credit. You understand? And then you have Deontay Wilder, who all he speaks is black excellence, along with world building, along with culture building. He's world building. He's going to see the Pope. That's important. That's symbolism. Along with doing God's work with your hands, you got to do symbolic moves. Symbolism is important. You don't believe symbolism is important? Why is that Bible in every hotel room in America? You don't believe symbolism is important? Why is there a cross before you enter a church every Sunday morning? Symbolism is important, you know, and it's just very important that we ostracize and make examples of men like Timothy Bradley. It's very, very important. And people are just going to use their platform and be 50-50 and afraid to take a stand versus ignorance like this. But hey, there's never any 50-50 in my life. You understand? God said you either for me or against me. So in my life, I'm either for greatness or for mediocrity. And I chose the path of greatness. You understand what I'm saying? And this is bigger than Terrence Crawford versus Timothy Bradley. Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence. We gonna debate for however long this fight takes. We gonna disagree. We gonna like. We gonna dislike. We gonna agree. We gonna disagree. At the end of the day, they're just two fighters. You know, I think one is. I know one. I know one is better than the other. That being Earl Spence. But at the end of the day, I've never chose to be disrespectful to their intelligence. That being Terrence Crawford. His business acumen is in question. I've never infringed upon his intelligence, his ability just to move, but I do question his business acumen. I do question his boxing resume, and I stand by it. And I think as a whole, we need to see the biggest picture in this. Timothy Bradley is a shrimp, a scallop, a clam, a crab, a lobster. All he wants people to do is chill at the bottom of the ocean with him. That's all he wants. He doesn't believe in elevation. Here's a man who thought about committing suicide after he beat Manny Pacquiao. There's a reason why black fans never identified with Timothy Bradley and supported him in great numbers. There's a reason for it. There's a reason why Marquez had more fans in the stands than him. There's a reason why Jesse Vargas had more fans than him in the stands for one of his last fights, and Manny Pacquiao and everybody, and the list goes on and on and on and on. You know what I mean? Timothy Bradley, when he goes into the Hall of Fame, it will be the most emptiest, ceremonious events in the history of boxing. He is not the definition. He is not the class. He is not the example, I believe, of if you want your child to get into boxing. He is the example of. He's not. And I think that men like him needs to be ostracized, needs to be made examples of. And I stand and believe him. I will use my platform as such. You know, I think great men like Deontay Wilder need to be put on pedestals. You understand? I think great men like Malcolm X needs to be put on pedestals. And you're gonna get and here's the catch. See, here's another bigger pitch. They don't offer me thousands of dollars, free plane tickets, free hotels, and I've never taken it because I knew days like this would come. Because if I speak out about Timothy Bradley, they're gonna say, "Well, you took plane tickets from such." I've never taken a plane ticket, never taken a hotel, never. I always use my own money. I can call any promoter for these small fights that's not getting a lot of buzz and say, "Hey, I'll cover your fight if you pay for my hotel." They'll do it in a heartbeat. They'll throw $1,000 at me in a heartbeat to borrow my platform for that weekend, but I'll never do it. I'll never do it. I have no allies if you are against the truth. I repeat, I have no allies if you are against the truth. You know what I mean? And it's just how I feel, and it's just how I've always felt. And this is why I will be a legend in this game. This is why Deontay Wilder will be a legend in this game. Because we stand for the truth. And men like me are never going to get their roses while they're living. Because I'm battling 90% of the market space. You know, from the Timothy Bradleys, the Kelly Swansons, and the list goes on and on and on. You know what I mean? Seek the truth. I know the truth has so many different meanings in this video, but use it how you such out here. So, Timothy Bradley, you have resided in your fate, and that I will expect nothing less of you, and you should expect nothing less of Timothy Bradley moving forward. Now, I'll say I'm not the voice for all black people. Don't get me wrong. I'm the voice of Frederick Hawthorne and what I stand for and what I believe in. I'll never get on this platform and say I speak for all black men. I speak for one black man that has experiences and you know, and that's the one thing I'm gonna live and die as a black man. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. I know what it's like to be black in America, and I'm using my platform to share it. Timothy Bradley believes that because he has money, he is above knowing what the price of milk is. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. Timothy Bradley can care less that you're living paycheck to paycheck. And you still buy tickets to the fight. Because he's never had a fan. He can't identify with. See, the only thing Timothy Bradley can identify with is saying yes to a person who they made money together with. He has no cultural identity. Outside of Saturday nights, no one recognizes Timothy Bradley. I'm just being real. And the greatest compliment you can get is from someone who resembles you. My greatest inspirations are black men that resemble me. And that's the truth. So Timothy Bradley, man, your reign on the top is short like leprechauns, and we get it. We know you're a provocateur. We know your job. We know your mission statement. We know they out here uh, inspiring these people to come out and speak and do their job, but it won't last. We can weather any storm. So, anything, man. I mean, moving forward, man. That motherfucker was this. Oh my God. Andre Ward ain't innocent either. You know what I mean? Andre Ward ain't innocent at all. Because at the end of the day, man, I don't want to make this video on an hour. I mean, he didn't disagree. He just he just didn't. It's one of the worst kinds, man. When you go to the liquor store and you know you about to go steal. And the motherfucker don't do his part. You know you about to go steal 3 bags of potato chips when you're 7 years old. You know what I mean? Oh man. Anyhow, man. Andre Ward is the one who's outside. You know what I mean? That changes his mind. You know what I mean? And then wants his bag of potato chips when you get back to the crib. You know what I mean? So anyways, man. Barbershop conversations, man. I tried. I had to make this as clean as possible, you know, with the new YouTube policies and shit like that. So that's why I didn't do what I really, really wanted to do and say. But read between the lines, man. And you know what I mean. So barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Happy Sunday. Peace, y'all.